Beyond the News with your anchorman, Rod Harrow. Watch it! Top story tonight. President Ronald Reagan gave his State of the Onion address recently. Now, through the miracle of the sincerest form of flattery, here's a portion of that address.
Well, it's round and, well, it has brown skin you can peel away and, well, if you cut into it, it makes you cry.
The president also surprised a great many people by giving a portion of his State of the Onion address as a song. No president before has ever presented any portion of his State of the Onion address as a song. Here's that song that Ronnie did.
Well, for a while you thought I was an actor, then you thought I was a governor. Now you give me presidential honor, but, well, I wish you wouldn't bother 'cause I'm bored in the USA. Well, I'm bored in the USA. Said I'm bored in the USA. Well, I'm a bored president of the USA. I got nothing better to do. Lebanon Marines are number and few. So I sent some boy to Grenada too. Killed some commies, really fooled you. Well, I'm a born in the USA. I was bored in the USA. Said I'm bored in the USA. I'm a bored old man in the USA. Well, maybe I'll cut benefits to the poor, or send some boys to El Salvador, cut corporate taxes even more, maybe even start a nuclear war, 'cause I'm, well, bored in the USA. I said I'm, well, bored in the USA. I'm, well, bored in the USA. Don't you know I'm, well, bored in the USA. Said I'm bored in the USA. Don't you know I'm bored in the USA? I'm a bored president of the USA. Thank God I can't be re-elected in the USA. Well,
M&Ms are going red. Spokesman for the Plain and Peanut Candy report that after a long hiatus, M&Ms will be returning to the red-colored coating over chocolatey middle. Woohoo! Citing the aphrodisiac qualities of green M&Ms, Dick Hump, president of the Mutual Organization of Nymphos and Satyrs, don't do that, called this a disturbing trend, while President Ronald Reagan called it downright communism. Anchorman shaves. Bet you didn't notice, huh? Let's look at the before and after pictures. Wow, little black magic there, huh? Anyway, after. In a related incident, People magazine listed the most popular anchorman alive in a recent poll. Let's look at that, shall we? Number 1 was Dan Rather. It's right over there, hey? Number 2, Tom Brokaw. That's the guy from NBC. Number 3 was Peter Jennings, and yours truly was 650th. Okay, let's get rid of that poll. 650th. Dan Rather's number 1. Brokaw's 2. Jennings is 3. 650. But they don't even know what a quim is. Or they're way around labials like some 650th ranked anchormen I know. Time for a sponsor break. New, vastly improved sizzle fry bacon from nitrate. Packed with all the good, wholesome carcinogens needed for a growing family. Fries in seconds, kills in 15 to 20 years. You loved it as a kid, it'll kill you as an adult. New, vastly improved sizzle fry bacon from nitrate. Page 2. Sort of have this echoey quality to my voice today, I think. Let's turn to the world of sports, shall we? The Chicago Chairs beat off the New England Patriarchs 10,000 to 12 in the 20th annual Superfix in the New Orleans Queens Lubridome. Quite a sight. Time now for the weather. No, I'm not going to do what I did last time. Fooled you, huh? Anyway, let's go to weatherman Cass Casanova. Cass? Hey, weather. Oh, weather is hot. Casanova. Back to you, Rod. Knock that off, Cass. Be quiet. That was Casanova with the weather. The Reagan administration has finally figured out what to do with all that nuclear waste that's sort of floating around the country. They're going to dispose of it all in Mount St. Helens, which is now known under its new government name, Code File 62-2/3, as Mount St. Hanford. Page 3. Okay, entertainment news. After our last report on how Brooke Shields stated that she was still a virgin, and proud of it, several Chippendales burst into Brooke's dormitory room screaming, "Pretty baby, pretty baby," and Brooke still is. Reacting to this was just handed to me. Reacting to the news that divorcee Marie Osmond is coming out with a new album, Like a Mormon, actress rock star Madonna, fresh from her location shooting with husband Sean in the Far East, is recording a new Asian flavored album, tentatively titled Boned by Pen. To help celebrate their 25th year as a rock band, Mick Haggard and the Rolling Stones have come up with a new album called Rolling Stones Dead. Songs destined to become classics include I Can't Get No Jerry Action, 943,617th Nervous Breakdown, and Tainted Hack. Who comes up with this stuff? I want to know. To another sponsor. Suffering from the pain of shredded hemorrhoidal tissues after an all-night session of anal intercourse, then try new Predatory H. You'll feel relief faster than you can say, "Is that a cucumber in your pocket? Or are you just a produce buyer for Fred Meyer?" Time now for an editorial comment. She's so good at that. Let's check in with that problem that we left off last time with the management at the Fort Vancouver Regional Library. In an effort to find out if library management is training folks to replace union employees, the union, Washington Public Employees Association, wanted the addresses of all applicants and volunteers and supervisory personnel. Perfectly reasonable request, but it was turned down. The library management, headed by Ruth Watson, and our local rag, the Columbian, said that there was no reason for WPEA to release these addresses to the public. Of course, that ignores the fact that WPEA was not going to release the addresses, but merely use them to find out if these folks were being trained to replace union workers. Mrs. Watson, in a quote direct from the Battleground Reflector, my favorite source of news, she said, if they released the names, we would have to provide address to anyone who asked for them, even the Hazeldale rapist. Well, if Ruth Watson is going to have enough sense to do that, in the spirit of turnabout is fair play, let's look up the addresses of the management team, shall we? Let's see. Gordon Carnival. Gordon Carnival. Hey, rapists, it's right in here. Let's see here. Corrine Venturini, assistant director there at Fort Vancouver. Venturini. Hey, right there too. Ruth Watson. Watson. Oh, it's not in here. Well, no wonder Ruth said that, because she knows her name isn't in this, right? That's tricky, Ruth. Somehow I feel they have less to fear from rapists as they do from their own employees. Well, that's the end of editorial comment. After the recent tragic death of Chuck Harris for Sky Witness Traffic, we've been searching around for a suitable replacement. Several times early this morning, I woke up to the answer. So here is Barky the Wonder Dog in the middle of the interstate median for Sky Witness Traffic. Barky? I'm getting some sleep tonight. Well, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Beyond the News with your anchorman, Rod Harrell. I don't need a date. I can get a date anytime I want to. A Jupiter production.